Thakchung Gadpu. Long ago, there was an old man who earned a living by making weaving looms. He was fondly known by everyone in the village as Thakchung Gadpu. He always went to the forest to cut wood to make looms. One day, while he was in the forest looking for the right tree to cut down, he came across a white snake and a black snake fighting. He swung his axe and he decided to kill the black snake. The white snake was indebted to Thakchung Gadpu for his help. To show his gratitude, the white snake asked Thakchung Gadpu to follow him to a lake nearby. Once they reached the lake, the white snake revealed to Thakchung Gadpu that he was a Lu, or a Naga, and that his home was in the lake. To reach the Lu's realm, Thakchung Gadpu was asked to close his eyes and hold on tightly to the Lu's tail. He did as he was instructed. When he was told to open his eyes, he found himself in a magical place. Thakchung Gadpu spent many happy days in the Lu's beautiful realm. One day, an old man that he had become friends with in the Lu's realm told Thakchung Gadpu, "The Lu will soon offer you riches you haven't even dreamt of to show his gratitude. But you must refuse all of them. Finally, when the Lu runs out of gifts to offer, you must request for the scrawny dog infected with scabies that sleeps behind the kitchen door as a reward for saving his life." Heeding the advice of the old man, Thakchung Gadpu refused all the gifts bestowed by the Lu. Finally, he asked that the scrawny dog infected with scabies be given to him. The Lu was surprised by this odd request. However, since he was indebted to him, he gave him the dog. "You can have the dog on one condition. You must treat this dog as an equal and not a diseased animal," said the Lu. Thakchung Gadpu agreed to treat the dog well. Soon, he and the dog were magically transported back to his village. As promised, he took great care of the dog. The dog did nothing but sleep near the hearth all the time. One day, when Thakchung Gadpu returned from the forest, he was surprised to see his house had been thoroughly cleaned. Who could have done that? The next evening, when he returned home, he noticed that in addition to cleaning the house, someone even heated water on the hearth. Again, who could have done both of these tasks? On the third evening, Thakchung Gadpu arrived home to a delicious aroma emanating from the kitchen. He saw that the house had been cleaned and a scrumptious meal was prepared for him. Thakchung Gadpu was very curious about the identity of his secret helper. He decided he would pretend to go to the forest the next day and hide just outside the house and wait for the mysterious helper to show up. When morning came, he hid himself outside the house and waited. Sometime in the afternoon, he heard noises coming from inside his house. Strangely, he had not seen anyone go into the house. When he tiptoed inside, he was amazed to see a beautiful young girl cleaning his house. He looked around and saw what looked like the skin of a scabies-ridden dog near the hearth. When the girl sensed the presence of someone else in the house, she was dismayed to find Thakchung Gadpu staring at her with the dog skin in his hand. "You are home early today," she cried. Thakchung Gadpu was about to throw the skin into the fire when she said, "Wait! Don't burn it! Swing it around the room first, then take it to the attic and swing it again. After that, you must swing it on the ground floor. Finally, throw it outside in the garden." Sensing that the girl was very special, he did as she instructed, and he swung the dog skin in the room. As soon as he did that, the room grew in size and grandeur. When he swung the dog skin in the attic suddenly overflowed with grains. And when he swung the dog skin on the ground floor, it was filled with cattle. Finally, he threw the dog skin in the garden, and lo! Before his eyes, crops started ripening in the garden. He was rich. He finally understood why the old man at the Lu's realm advised him to ask for the scabies-ridden dog. Thakchung Gadpu's good fortune was on everybody's lips. The one who was most jealous was the lord of the village. He couldn't believe that a simple loom maker could rise to such prosperity. He wanted to take away his newfound wealth. To snatch Thakchung Gadpu's property, the lord summoned him and said, "You must harvest all the chrysanthemums in my field by next morning, or else you must forfeit your property to me." Thakchung Gadpu lost heart when he saw the size of the lord's field. When he went home and told the girl of the lord's task and threat, the girl advised him, "Go to the lake, light a butter lamp and pray to the Lu to grant you 100 sickles. Then you must place them in a line in the Lord's field before you go to sleep." He did as he was told. Come morning, all the chrysanthemums were cut. The sickles had worked all night. The Lord was livid that his plan failed. He thought of another menacing plan. He ordered Thakchung Gadpu, "Everything that you cut yesterday must be burned to ashes today. If you fail to do so, I will take away everything you own." Again, the girl advised Thakchung Gadpu to go to the lake and pray for 100 fire-lit sticks. With the 100 fire-lit sticks, Thakchung Gadpu was able to burn to ashes everything that was cut the previous night. The irritated lord now ordered Thakchung Gadpu to plow the field and sow 100 tray of mustard seeds. He worked diligently and managed to plow the field and sow the 100 tray of mustard seeds. The frustrated lord summoned Thakchung Gadpu for his fourth task. "You must now collect my 100 tray of mustard seeds from the field. Ensure that not a single seed is missing if you don't want to lose your property to me," threatened the lord. The girl once again advised Thakchung Gadpu, "Go to the lake, light a butter lamp and pray to the Lu for 100 birds." As before, the Lu granted his wish, and 100 birds set themselves to work all day and collected the seeds that were previously sown in the ground. By nightfall, all 100 tray of mustard seeds were collected and given to the Lord. The dumbfounded Lord was running out of patience and plans on how to ruin Thakchung Gadpu. He decided that taking his property was not enough. He now wanted to end Thakchung Gadpu's life as well. The following day, he challenged Thakchung Gadpu to immerse himself in a pot of boiling water. If he refused, he would lose his head and property to the Lord. Losing all hope, Thakchung Gadpu dejectedly told the girl about the Lord's death sentence upon him. She told him to go to the lake again, light a butter lamp, and pray to the Lu. The Lu advised Thakchung Gadpu to take a drop of water from the lake, which he must drink before jumping into the pot of boiling water. The Lu also instructed that instead of saying "Atsa-tsa," he should say "Ah-chu-chu." On the day of the challenge, all the villagers showed up to watch. Thakchung Gadpu sent a silent prayer to the Lu, drank the drop of water and then jumped into the pot. All the while he kept saying "Ah-chu-chu, ah-chu-chu, ah-chu-chu." When Thakchung Gadpu stepped out of the pot a while later, everyone was amazed to see that he had transformed into a young man and he was dressed in a fine go and lage. The Lord was furious. Since he could not kill Thakchung Gadpu, he decided he would also jump into what had to be a magical boiling pot, believing that he would emerge 100 times better than Thakchung Gadpu. Alas, when the Lord stepped into the pot, the water was scalding hot, and all he could do was scream, "Ah-tsa-tsa, ah-tsa-tsa." Before the eyes of the entire village, the Lord was boiled to death. The villagers requested Thakchung Gadpu to be the new lord of the village. He accepted. Thakchung Gadpu and the enchanted girl, who soon became his wife, lived happily ever after.